The Klondike Gold Rush. The Klondike Gold Rush started when a guy named George Carmack found gold in the Yukon, with Skookum Jim Mason and Kagooks, in the late summer of 1896. Word leaked out and suddenly everyone who didn't care cared. A lot. So much that they started off towards Canada to get their hands on the cool shiny stuff that could make them rich. Meanwhile, back in the Yukon, an American guy named Joseph Ledoux bought a ton of land when prospectors, people who look for gold and other valuable stuff, started to trickle in. He bought it so that everyone who came there had to pay him money to build houses and other things on his land. And everyone did. Therefore he got rich. Richer than he would have been finding gold.
Nope.
He called it Dawson City, named after a famous Canadian rock inspector, George Mercer Dawson. The trip to the Klondike was bad, and the work there was also bad. The conditions on the trails to the Yukon were brutal, and the work was also uncertain, because no one was guaranteed to find gold, and also it was pretty unevenly distributed. There was very thick ice covering the gold, called permafrost, and there was a lot of that stuff in the winter, which was long, in the Yukon. You know what else happened when everyone came over to the Klondike? Not listening to the First Nations is what happened. No one cared about their opinion. No one even asked them if they could use their land. They brought diseases, but they brought beer, so it made everything okay. Except not. The settlers used the alcohol to exploit the native men and women. They also forced their social customs and religions onto the natives. When people didn't find gold because they stopped looking for it because they didn't find it, they took the jobs of native workers. But I guess treating the First Nations badly isn't really new news. Despite the gold rush being a gold thing, it was not good for the First Nations, if you didn't already pick that up. By 1898, the Yukon had a lot of new people. A lot of new people. Like 30,000 people. That may not seem like a lot, but considering that Dawson City used to be just a flat of land, it is quite a large number. Like Infinity, except no, Infinity is much larger. In the same year, the Yukon also became an official Canadian territory, separating itself from the Northwest Territories. Soon though, people started to get unhappy, fed up, and tired with the Klondike because they weren't finding any gold because people who came there before them already found gold. And if you didn't know, gold does not come back instantly. So there was just a lot of the population floating around waiting for another gold rush to happen. And another one did happen, in Nome, Alaska. So a bunch of people left for there because they wanted to find gold again, which is why they came to the Klondike to find gold, but they didn't find gold, so they went to Nome, Alaska to find gold. This marked the end of the Klondike Gold Rush. Production in the Klondike dipped a lot, and so did the population, declining to just 4,000 people in 1921. The gold rush was a good thing for the Yukon, if you didn't already pick that up, as it grew a lot during that time. Imagine it like this. The Yukon is a seed that no one cared about ever, and then suddenly a botanist, or the Klondike Gold Rush, gave it a bunch of water and other plant stuff, and then the Yukon became a sizable plant that people now cared about. Heck, it became a province because of it. Other than that, the gold rush helped the world's economically depressed state, which is good. Not only that, but there's an ice cream bar named Klondike with some questionable commercials.
I feel terrible.
I know how to make you feel better.
But that doesn't matter. If an ice cream company is named after a historical event, that event is 100% significant. 900% significant. It is 9 times more significant than anything else. No doubt. It is just, you cannot disagree with me. It's just not, it's significant. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. Probably not, because this was really bad, but okay.